You're live.
Pump it, baby. Is that even loud? See, I can barely hear it. Is that our epic intro, CJ? Because I can't hear it. CJ, are you playing that through your phone speakers? Yes. We're getting massive feedback there, Siege. Thank you for the effort. We're one of these days we're going to get the theme song up and running, folks. You are listening to the Trading Terrordome. I am your host, V, the ape, the Optimus Primate himself, joined by the Algocapitalist, the man formerly known as the Vulcan, Dex, who is back from his vacation and his well-rested respite. He is fully energized, and he's ready to unleash like a bull on Wall Street. What's going on, Dex?
What up, peoples? What up? What up? Good to be back.
Well, good that you're back, man. Good that you're back. My man CJ's working on the theme music. We'll get it right one day, I promise you. Maybe next week we'll unleash it. We'll probably do it through OWS or something. I don't know. But the master of the flux capacitor is on the job, so it will be par excellence, without a doubt.
Roger that.
Dex, what's going on, man? Where have you been?
Man, I've been chilling. I needed to, man. I've been going hard. I had to chill. Had to chill out. I took the whole week. Forget just the 4th of July. I took the whole week. Yeah. So that's what I had to do. I had to chill. And I don't know when I'll be able to do it again.
Yeah.
Because we're coming up on that time now where things are about to really be on and popping. This is 2012 markets all over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll explain that later.
Yes, let's get into that. So where did you go on vacation? What did you do? Is there any delectable victuals that you've consumed? Any beverages that tickled your fancy while you were resting and recovering so you can return to us and give us the news?
I basically meditated. I meditated in a dark cave. Call me Mohammed. I didn't do anything. I chilled hardcore. I just relaxed, kicked my feet up in my lazy boy, and did absolutely nothing.
Dude, I can't wait to do one of those things, man. I think
I pushed back from the computer.
Yep.
And I didn't even so much as check email. I didn't do anything. I went cold turkey on news. Didn't listen to the news. Didn't watch the news. Didn't do anything. Didn't even communicate with others.
Were you itching? Did you develop a rash while you were on your digital fast?
Nah, I was alright actually.
Were you tweaking? Were you like was your muscles twitching and were you going to a spasm because you haven't been around the internet?
No, I wasn't.
Did you feel depressed?
I wasn't doing I was just fasting from news and stuff, but I took the time to learn more about mod games for Android. That's what I was doing. So I was going through my vast library.
Ooh, let me tell you, since we're talking about games,
and looking for mods. I needed some mods.
Okay, check this out. Speaking of mods, check this out. You're gonna love what I got, bro.
What you got?
So the gorilla, his B-Day is coming up, and for those that don't know, I am a Cancerian. And I wanted to treat myself. So I went out to my local Best Buy and I said, oh, the hell with it. I'm just going to do it. I got myself a 17-inch Alienware R4 laptop.
Ooh.
Bro, you ready for the specs?
No, you didn't.
Dude, you ready for the specs? Seventh generation Intel Core i7 processor, overclocked to 3.9 gigahertz, 32 gigs of RAM. Okay, DDR5, my friend. DDR5. Are you ready for the graphics card? You ready for the graphics card, bro? I could mine Bitcoin with this beast. Check this out.
All right.
The graphics card is the latest, most powerful NVIDIA GTX 1080, baby. This thing is a monster and it has enough lights on there. It looks like a UFO sitting on my desk. It's crazy.
You got an alien.
Ooh, man.
I wanted the alien laptop back in the day, but
Bro, you know the best part is? It's made in America and it's better built than my Apple product. The whole thing is made from aluminum, magnesium, and carbon fiber. Are you kidding me?
Wow. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, I like Alien, just that mine was whack because I didn't know that back in 2012 that they were bought out.
Yeah, they were bought out by Dell, and they went through this funky little period. Now Dell's kind of still owns them, but they just leave them alone. So they do their own thing now. So they're back to.
But when I got it, I got hosed. My thing
man.
had some type of software defect or something.
Oh,
and
sucks.
the computer people couldn't fix it, and it didn't break down totally until after my warranty expired. It was just a mess.
Oh man!
So my experience with them was subpar.
Got it.
But aliens traditionally are beasts of computers because you get to build to your specs.
Yeah.
But at any rate, I'll just be jealous for now. You know, I hate you, V.
It's okay, man. Hey, the best part is I can connect my PS4 controller, my Xbox One controller right to it. I could I got dual 29-inch you know, those 18:9 aspect monitors, those really long ones.
Mm-hmm.
I got two 29-inch monitors connected, so it's like on my desk. I'm like, dude, I'm ready to rock it out, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. You good to go, dude. I'm gonna have to upgrade some hardware too pretty soon.
Yeah, man.
But I don't know if I'll be able to find any good deals.
There's some good deals.
Today is supposed to be, you know, the final leg of the Amazon Day sale.
Holy crap! Today is Amazon Prime Days, and I missed it.
No, you didn't miss it. It started last night at 9 p.m. It's going to be going.
Oh, why am I doing this show? You keep talking. I'm going to go shop. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I got to keep it real with you.
What's up, man?
Today is nothing more than a glorified Black Friday sale where they push all the junk. Even CNBC had to clown them this morning. Even Jim Cramer was clowning them, saying he couldn't see or find anything on there that was worth him even looking to buy. He couldn't even find a deal. No one could find a deal because everything that's on sale is everything that you don't want. They're trying to get rid of all their garbage on there. There's nothing tight. They're not. You ain't gonna find no $30 pair of Jordans on there. Okay, you're not gonna find your alien laptop you just bought, you know, for $100. You ain't gonna find nothing like that.
No, definitely not.
No.
Well, there's the Amazon Echo Dots, the NSA home listening device. That's for $34.99.
Boom.
$50.
I have a cart right now on Amazon. We keep carts in Amazon.
Yeah.
And we are Prime members.
Yes.
And I must tell you. Oh, are you kidding? But there's nothing on sale in my cart.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I'm looking at it right now, dude. It's just you're right, man. There's really nothing here. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at these cheesy tablets, which are just garbage specs.
And I pretty much import all my stuff. I don't really buy anything in the States anymore. Everything I buy it's being shipped to me straight out of Japan or straight out of China.
You're hardcore like that, bro.
Takes me 3 to 4 weeks to even get my merchandise.
Good God.
And that's expedited shipping. Well, think about it. There's no inventory here. There's no inventory in the States.
No, there isn't.
You have to go and get a lot of things overseas. Like I was telling you about, I'm a handheld gaming device nut.
So
I've had just about every handheld gaming device that ever existed, going all the way back to the early.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna throw a boomerang at you. You ready? Say
78.
Did you have the Game Gear?
Are you kidding? I was one of the first people to have that, dude.
All right, you probably had the Game and Watch. Remember, we both had the Game and Watches. When
I had the Pac-Man watch. No, I had the 3DS, DS, whatever you want to call it, before Nintendo even had a name for that joint. I go all the way back to the analog little digital tick 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 thing, and it was flipped. It looked just like a DS, and they had that joint back in like 1983.
Yeah.
So yes, I had it. 83. I traded it. It was orange, and it had like gold or something like plate on top of it. I traded it with this dude named Marshall, I traded my lunch for him. I gave him my lunch and bought him snacks because we had the bomb. I mean, the most bumping cafeteria back then. And I gave him donuts, whatever, and he gave me the joint because he didn't really play it that much. So that's how I got my hands on that. The Pac-Man watch. I got a 5-finger discount on that. Let's see. Do you remember the what you call it? Arcades. Well, they came out with a little miniature version of the arcade itself, the actual machine that you could put in your lap and play. Had one of those too. Man, I remember.
Hey, here's a deal that I'm looking at. Cat headphones. You ever seen those headphones that kids wear that have like cat ears on top?
Yeah, my daughter has that.
Yeah. I'm thinking about getting one. $13. That's a deal.
They're pretty good. She loves them. Yeah, that's not bad. But you ain't gonna find no Beats phones on there for no $13.
No, dude, you're not. I have not seen a single legitimate brand offering here.
See what I'm saying? There's nothing there, dude. There's
it's like off
there.
brands, like stuff you never heard about. Like here's a speaker from Swans. Like what the hell's a Swans? Oh, here's an Onkyo. Here's an Onkyo AV receiver. Like Onkyos are good. It's for $550. Original's $699. So you take about $150 off. That's decent. That's all right.
And before people
I don't see nothing else, dude.
Before they rag on us, we're talking about Amazon. Amazon is a stock.
It is a stock.
Ticker symbol is AMZN. It is trading at $990.82 right now.
Explain to me why Amazon has a higher market cap than ExxonMobil. When Amazon doesn't turn a profit, and what they make in a year, okay, is what ExxonMobil makes in a month. Okay, in terms of
they haven't had any stock splits. They haven't had any stock splits. Apple was forced to split when they got close to $1,000. Amazon's not splitting.
Right.
It's just going up and up and up. Some people say $1,100 is where it's going to go. Based on what I'm looking at right now on the weekly chart, I can't really say they're wrong. It's just going up, 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 up.
Hey, if you want to get some cell phone cases, there's some cell phone cases here. Let me look for Beats, man. Let's see if they got any Beats on sale.
Ain't nothing on it, man. And their stock is still doing. How do your stock go up and you're basically failing on your Amazon day? Even though they're claiming they're meeting records, no, you're not. Everything is slumming. There's nothing that anybody wants to buy.
Dude, there's nothing here. Okay, wait a minute. All right, nope, it's regular price, bro, for Beats.
Told you.
Yep. There's
anything that is worthy that you want, you're gonna pay 100% for it. And the thing about Amazon, I mean, I love Amazon. Don't get me wrong, but again, we keep it 100 on this show. Amazon is famous for making you pay, 200 and 300% markups on products because they think that everything on there is a must-have and people must have it and want it so badly, and they're bugging. For instance, my gamepad. This is I got the GPD Q9, which is this is their like pad, if you will. It's a gaming pad, and I had to go overseas and get the joint for under $150 because on Amazon they want like $400. And I said, "You bugging? I'm not doing that. I'm not paying that. I know you can ship it to me in 2 days, but I'll wait, get it cheaper, and wait the 3 to 4 weeks for it to ship to me directly from China." So I'm just saying, Amazon is not always the best path to go, especially the cheapest path to go. Put it that way. Sometimes you can find those rare items that you can't get nowhere else, and it's available on Amazon. But then other times you can't. So really, we're going between eBay and Amazon, or I go direct to the Chinese companies' websites and just get it right off of there.
Yeah.
So, but that's just the state of things. And speaking of that, that's a beautiful segue into retail sales and things that
it is the perfect segue, man. It's the perfect segue.
Let me tell you something.
Only on the Trading Terrordome would you have a segue like that.
That's right. That's how we roll. This is what we do. See, here's the thing. When you look at the state of affairs when it comes to what's going on here at home, you have really big issues that nobody wants to talk about. Like how you can have a bizarre situation when hiring is plunging, but job openings are soaring. So businesses are saying, hey, we need help. But guess what? We ain't hiring nobody.
Yeah.
And then you flip the script, and then you have a situation where hiring is soaring, but job openings are crashing. So it's like the Fed has really screwed up the market in a huge way right now. Huge way. And you're starting to see a breakdown across the board, not just in the economy as a whole, but also in its markets. And no one is dealing with the side of how it's affecting the markets. For instance, for the past several days now, bond prices have been crashing, along with stock prices, along with precious metals, along with the US dollar, along with cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
All these financial asset classes have been falling, oh, and oil, together at the same time, simultaneously. This is supposed to be a physical impossibility.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take everybody over to the street 101. When bond prices are moving higher, that is said to be a flight to quality or safety, because people are saying, hey, stock market's pulling back. Let me go ahead and put my money into safe havens like bonds. When people are afraid of inflation and what's going on with interest rates and other macroeconomic situations, they say, okay, let us have flight into precious metals. They start buying gold and silver. All right. You're not seeing that. What you've been seeing is money's coming out of stocks. So you got money pouring out of equities, money's coming out of the precious metals market, and money's coming out of bonds, and money's coming out of the cryptos, and money's coming out of the oil. So then you have to ask yourself the question, where is the money going? And stay tuned. Right after the break, we'll be back with the answer to that question.
Why am I queuing the Jeopardy song, man?
Well, I was going to do the next stanza.
Oh, do it. And now we're back. Now we're back. If you want, I could DJ some of my songs right over my phone and hold it up to my mic.
That'll work. So, are you ready?
I'm ready, man. I buckled myself in. I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
Now, remember, guys, you can only get this ridiculous theories and conspiracy theories on this show. You can't get them anywhere else.
Conspiracies. We are agenda analysts. We are agenda analysts, Dex.
Oh, I like that. Agenda analysts. I like that. You can only get
not conspiracy theorists.
These outer limits of the Twilight Zone agenda analytics on this show. Are you ready for this? Money's being sucked out of the economy across the board to be put into something else. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
They are building the infrastructure for the government-controlled blockchain.
The government-controlled blockchain?
Yes.
And how would that work?
Well, they've been working on it for a long time. And across the board, they've been secretly behind the scenes, staying out of the press, building the infrastructure for it. Even the Chicago Mercantile Exchange is getting involved, and they've been building back room circuits and things of that nature, so they can come out with their idea of it, so they can handle some of the workflow. All of the exchanges simultaneously are doing it and have been doing it, and you've been seeing testing in this as well to see what type of volume can be handled. It is not by chance that ICE is pretty much going away with being able to offer its version of gold and silver and US dollar and Russell products. The Russell now has been switched over to the CME. So you want to trade Russell futures, you go over to the CME, because ICE is over there tripping, talking about they want over $100 a month and fees for the data. No other exchange is doing that, but they're doing it. So that's part of what's been going on. Money's being sucked out of the system very fast. And you say, Dex, you're just making stuff up. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. All right, I'm gonna show you how I don't know nothing. Think about it this way. If the government didn't care and I was making this up, then why are they so quickly passing laws and legislation so they can grab even your cryptocurrencies and tax it if you try to take the money out of the country?
Well, it's a futile attempt. I'll tell you why.
But you see my point, though, right?
Yeah,
you wouldn't be trying to do it.
They're control freaks, man. They're control freaks. So they you know, that's what it is. They're control freaks. But if you look at it, right, these guys have come out. They're like they're in the middle of trying to pass a law, a bill, stating that they want to go ahead and tax and bring, you know, pretty much like regulations against the Bitcoin who is it? The Bitcoin producer. And the way they worded that legal document is as if there is a Bitcoin central bank that's issuing. That's called the Bitcoin issuer. Okay, there's a central bank out there that's issuing Bitcoin, and that is the way they structured the legal language. Which, to me, when I was reading the actual legal verbiage that these idiots have put together, I fell off my chair and I was laughing. Because these morons still don't get it. They're holding onto a paradigm that's so far gone. I mean, we're entering a decentralized, multipolar world, and we're seeing these vestiges of a dying system that's no longer relevant. It's becoming less and less relevant as the days fall off the calendar. So, you know, like for instance, they want to create their own blockchain. Well, let's take a look at let's look at a couple of the understudies that have been done on this. Right? Let's look at the $300 million blockchain that JP Morgan created, right? Which crashed and burned. And this was under Blythe Masters and Larry Summers, right? That blockchain came to an end. Why? Because the simple question was used. That simple question, that simple deduction is this. Is the blockchain open to the public? And JP Morgan's answer was no. And it failed. If the government, see, blockchain to be used by government is not a bad thing if it is open source, if they can open it and allow the public to see it, right? Then it's not a detriment. It's actually something that can be used to put government in check. But anything, if they were to come out and say we're developing blockchain, but it's closed to the public, no. No one's going to, then nothing changes because the paradigm is like, you know, there's no openness, there's no honesty. We don't want to deal in it, especially now that the internet is being decentralized. It's incredible what's happening, bro. So, you know, like for instance, years ago, a couple of guys created an email. It was the first mobile email service, you know, years back, and I knew the creators of it. Cliff Boyle is the guy's name, and they created something called Shazzle Mail. And Shazzle Mail was unique in its concept because, you know, if I were to shoot an email from, let's just say, my Gmail to your Gmail, it's going through Google servers. Or if I go shoot an email from my Gmail to, let's say, somebody's Yahoo account, it's going to go into the servers of Gmail and it's going to go into the servers of Yahoo. So everybody gets to see what the hell I wrote. But using a technology like Shazzle Mail, which was one of the first decentralized mail systems, and now there's many of them out. I mean, I use Proton Mail, right? It instead of a server, Shazzle Mail never had a server. But what it did, it turned your cell phone into an encrypted server. So if your cell phone got hacked and your email got hacked, the only thing you'd see is metadata, which is useless for any investigator. Okay? Absolutely useless. That's what's happening now with the newer technology, like Zero Web that's coming out. Zero Web basically turns the internet into a peer-to-peer system. And when you look at the internet data, right, you can I can take you, Dex, we can go take a flight to Southeast Asia, okay? In some very poor areas out there. And people won't own a desktop or a laptop computer, but you know what they do have?
What's that?
They have an Android phone. They have a Windows phone. Some of them even have a Linux phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, the phones are being turned into encrypted, portable, peer-to-peer servers. And now that's how you connect the Internet of Things, because everything's going from the Internet of Things. The days of where we're logging onto a laptop or a desktop to access the Internet, that is being done away, man. Everything's gone mobile, and it's into this decentralized system that these control freaks are trying to fight for some sort of relevancy, man.
Yeah. Look, I know there's been a lot of, hoopla about August the 1st.
What's August the 1st?
The fork that's coming for Bitcoin.
Oh, SegWit? Yeah.
I mean, look, it's nothing but a stock split if you really want to break it down.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, all markets have some type of thing like that where, there's buybacks. I mean, there's so many things that are in different dynamics. Even, futures have contract rollover. Every instrument has something with it, and you just have to understand it. So at the end of the day, hold on. Okay. To my sis, Brandy, in the live chat, the individual that you type is not an expert on financial markets.
Who?
They're an expert in another field. So even though they are parroting things that they've heard, I wouldn't.
What's the name she used?
I'm not going to say.
Come on, give me a hint, man.
You're going to have to look in the live chat and see for yourself.
Hold on, man. I'm getting there.
Yeah, that individual got taken to the woodshed a few weeks ago for speaking about the blockchain and the Bitcoin and didn't know what they were talking about.
Oh,
yeah, they got ripped up and down by mad people on YouTube who was just schooled them on it, and it was pretty sad to see. If you can't pronounce Veritasium correctly, then you don't know what you're talking about, or Ethereum, you don't know what you're talking about. You gotta take time to educate yourself about things, man. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, moving on. I want to let everyone know too. Don't get too spooked at what you've been seeing happening in the precious metals and the crypto space. What's been happening, you guys, is nothing more than profit taking that has led to a Fibonacci retracement, especially in the Ethereum. Go ahead and do the knowledge to that. You'll see a 61.8% retracement in the Ethereum at this point. So, oh no, it's all good, Brandon. You know you my girl. I was just saying, for your sake, in case you didn't know, I was just letting you know that, you know what I mean. LOL.
Hey man, I'm still looking for that name, bro. What's going on?
I'll tell you off the air. Anyway,
that's fine. You don't want to be controversial. It's fine.
I know you were. Nah, I'm not built like that. I don't mess with nobody unless they don't mess with me, or unless they mislead. My people. If they come out and do something like totally just whack, then I'll have to say something. But I normally don't drop names like that because I'm not trying to stop how people eat. I wouldn't want nobody trying to stop how I eat. It's up to the individuals to watch who they listen to and know what's what and be able to take the meat away from the bone and discern heat from light and all that good stuff. But anyway, moving on, you're seeing a 61.8% retracement in Ethereum. All right, and markets like to overshoot their targets. So a drop from 400 to the 170s is not far-fetched in Ethereum. Just so you know that. All right, that's actually a nice healthy pullback, especially as the markets continue to try to set some kind of base for a pullback. And that's what you want. You want a base for a rally from here. All right. Now, if they continue to fall beyond the 61.8% retracement from their highs, then you have at this point a total trend change. And that means that you are now in a bear market scenario and you don't know how low you can go from there. But I'm going to throw something out for you guys, and those who are listening can go ahead and take notes. You can write this down and take away from it what you will. A few videos ago, I did a graphic showing you, and I used the gold and silver as an example, showing you a stick man, and I highlighted him in yellow, showing you where we were in the crossroads using the price to time differential, showing you, if all things being considered, where we should be and where we should go from there. Well, the markets have so far chosen the right leg of the stick man, and we are going to the downside. That's what we've been doing. In addition to that, if you take a look at where I told you we would be considered, it's going to take you to approximately on the date or around this date of July the 31st. That's when we should bottom and start to rally in precious metals and in the crypto space. So the lows should be hit by July 31st. And we should start heading back up and rallying from somewhere around July 31st time frame. We should start rallying into the end of the year. So, yep, Brandy just said she saw it. Thanks, Brandy. Yes, I did that. I did show that. Stickman economics. That's right. And I showed you guys the pointers. Oh, and by the way, don't think I don't know. I won't, I don't throw names out, but I noticed people have been trying to use trying to steal my stilo. I've seen some other videos on YouTube talking about the pointers, using my pointer sisters analysis. But we all know where you first heard that from. You never heard stickman economics or pointers explanation how they work and operate the same as gaps until you heard it from the algocapitalist. And I know, and I can speak authoritatively because I have about 1,000 subscriptions on YouTube. That's right. I follow and track everybody. So I know everybody in my space and what they saying and what they doing. So there you go.
Rock the party, the algocapitalist. Rock.
There you go. I don't take nobody's steal unless I get them credit.
Hey, I found a deal on Amazon Prime Day. This is a really good deal, dude.
What
you ready for this one? Oh, you're gonna love this. I think it's the only name brand deal out there. It's the Xbox One S 500 gigabyte console with the play and charge kit with the white wireless controller plus 3 games for $239.
Oh, that's definitely a deal.
That's a deal.
That's a mad deal. That's
a crazy deal, bro. Wow, $239, $240, man. You have the controller, the charge kit, and 3 games plus the console. Boom for $240. That's sick.
I'm just waiting for the Scorpion. I
saw that at the Microsoft store.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Scorpion. Real quick before I forget, someone put a question about the Amazon. How come Amazon dropped from 332? I'm sorry, dropped to 332. That was a couple of videos I did ago, also 1 or 2 videos ago, and I did talk about that. I talked about how there's definitely something going on behind the scenes and the circuitry at the exchanges. And I explained how there is a breakdown between the communication between the server at the exchange and how it's interacting with the algorithmic code that's coming from the high frequency trading outfits. And there's a breakdown there. So I go into that in that video. So that's what you're seeing there. It wasn't real. Normally those trades get what is called busted. A busted trade is when there is what we used to call a bad tick, and that's common in markets where you'll get what is called a bad tick. So let's say you're long gold futures from 1,300, and all of a sudden it goes to 1202 in a split second, and then comes right back up, and you're like, oh my gosh, what in the world just happened? And they'll say, oh, it was a bad tick. Don't worry, you're not stopped out. You're good to go. Bad tick. Or if it does trigger you, they do what is called busting the trade, or they will erase that trade and make you whole, because they're saying no trades really took place at that price at 1202. So don't worry about it. And that's common, to be honest with you, in markets. That's very common. However, though, it's supposed to be rare. But I did explain to you in the video I did a few videos ago when I explained this situation. In the futures lately, especially in gold and silver, they have not been busting the trades, and they have not been calling it a bad tick. They've been saying that trades actually took place at those extreme levels, and they do not make you whole. They say either you got stopped out or stopped in or whatever, and it is what it is. So that's telling me that there's something going on. I even showed you in the video where I showed you the order flow, I showed you the volume, and how the market is supposed to be able to handle a certain amount of volume, and that what happened on that day does not explain why the market moved the way it did, because it can handle that type of volume. More thinly traded markets can't handle that kind of volume, but very liquid markets can. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, the euro dollar futures pit was the largest pit in the world as far as volume. The bond pit to this day, futures, is humongous. Crude oil pit is humongous. You can throw $100 million in there and it will not even budge the market. You haven't done nothing. But gold and silver futures are very thinly traded in comparison. So you know, they're more prone to those exaggerated moves. Also, you know that there is something nefarious, because usually what happens in the futures does not necessarily translate over into the equity market. Case in point, I showed you in the video how gold futures could have that move from 1300 to 1202, but then you look at GLD and it won't budge, it won't move at all. But in this case, what happened with the Amazon and a few things at the NASDAQ was the same thing that happened when the futures, where it's simultaneous at the same time that silver had that flash crash, so did ticker symbol SLV ETF, which is not supposed to happen. That's supposed to be impossible. So that's letting me know that somebody was operating and the two exchanges were in cohesion together, to be quite honest with you. So anyway, that's just what that is. And try as you must, if you guys keep throwing names out, you know I ain't gonna say nothing. Those two names y'all typed a few minutes ago, nah, I ain't gonna say nothing. Again, I already told you how to vet people. You know, if you can't find them at the NFA's website or man, I just drew a blank. National securities dealers website, then that means they don't exist, and they're not traders, and they're lying to you when they say they worked on the street. I don't care if they worked on the street 30 years ago. Their name is still on the website. My name is still on the website. All right, certain persons' names. I won't say the names. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I checked it. I typed it in. I went to both websites, the NFA, and I went to the National Security Dealers, or NASD, National Association of Securities Dealers. If you had a Series 7 or on the equity side, or Series 65, anything like that, any kind of securities license, or on the commodity futures side, or slash Forex side, Series 3 is what you would have. Or there's a few other ones too, like if you were a principal. I was a principal at the firm I was at. Yes, yeah, that's right. I made principal, but I keep it 100. Let me keep it 100 with you. I was a non-equity principal, so really I was a glorified employee, basically. I won't go no deeper. I don't want to get them people in trouble. But bottom line is, my name is still there though. So people who need to know, I can be looked up. I've done that for my clients and stuff that I manage money for, proving who I am, and my stuff is there. I do not have a black mark on my record. A lot of people lie about their work history because they don't want you to look them up because they have mad black marks where they've been taken to what is called arbitration.
Yep.
In the securities world of Wall Street, when you have a problem with a broker, a financial advisor, et cetera, instead of I'm suing you, I'm calling my lawyer, you don't really go to a court. You go through what is called arbitration. And depending on the severity of the situation, arbitrators always, like 99.99999% of the time, side with the client, not the broker, not the financial advisor. Just so you know that. And they award what is called triple damages. So let's say that broker XYZ defrauded you out of $1 million. At the end of that arbitration, he's going to owe you $3 million. That's how it works. That's why you see and have heard throughout the last few decades where JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and them got fined by the FCC and had to pay $100 million or whatever, or even seeing Bank of America not long ago in the news where they had to pay, tens of millions of dollars in fines for the robo signing thing with the whole foreclosure debacle. Well, that's what that is. The arbitration says you have to do this, and the ruling bodies like the SEC or the CFTC for commodity futures, they get their cut by fining you. That's what that is. They fine you, and you have to pay them and or make restitution to your victims, and then you pay all this. The millions, though, that it goes to the big governing bodies. Most people don't know that, but that's how that works. And then also their findings, they can sanction you. They can, meaning that you have to do this and so when you conduct your business, and all kind of things. And it's public knowledge, by the way. Anyone who has been sued or whatever by the SEC, it's there. Everyone knows that Martha Stewart got caught up in an insider trading thing. Well, guess what? You can go to SEC's website and you can find that case and everything. And you can write Washington and get a copy of it because it's public information, public knowledge.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's how that works. So a lot of these people, the cats say, "Oh yeah, I worked on Wall Street." No, they didn't, because if you can't find them on the NASD site or the NFA site, that means they did not have a securities license. So they could have worked on Wall Street as a person in the mail room. They could have been a butler and had to go get people coffee and donuts. Who knows? They could have swept the floor, but they were not working in what is called a trading capacity, where they handle other people's money and make trading decisions, investment decisions on that person's behalf. They didn't have limited power of attorney to actually make decisions on behalf of a client. They didn't have that. Because if they did, they would have a securities license. That's the only way to do that, just so you know. Anyway, that's why I'm not saying anything about certain individuals. They say, what do you think so-and-so? They're not traders, folks. I'm sorry. They're not. Not the way I just broke it down to you. They didn't work on the street, and now they're self-employed doing this for themselves. They're not that person. I told you on not long ago, I only know of one other person who I call brethren because we both did it together, and that's it. That's the only person on YouTube I know who is an associated person still to this day, to my understanding, and they trade and do their own thing. And they've been doing this actually longer than me. But that's the only other person I know for a fact that I know personally. So everybody else is suspect. Let's see. Oh, you can't locate the date, my Brandy? Okay, I don't know the date either, but it has to be my last 2 or 3 videos. So look at it from there. It had to be right before the holiday. I just don't know which one it was. I have to look myself, but it's there. It is there. What else was I going to say? Oh, so July 31st is the date that the precious metals and the cryptos should be in that bottoming process, ready to roll. all right, for the rest of the year. Now, of course, anything can happen and change all of that. And let me also say this, guys, when we do these prognostications, these predictions, if you will, they're not just predictions of pulling out of a hat. It's based on analysis. I show you with the charts and the graphs and blah, blah, blah. All right, that's what it is. So if the date comes and goes and nothing happens, then so be it. We follow and track price movement. Price action changes minute to minute when the markets are open. So anything can happen and change that. All right. It's not just, oh, I'm making a prediction, I'm a prophet. No. All right. My goal is to make profit, not just throw out dates and times and things of that nature. Also, I want to also dispel another myth. There have been a lot of people talking about tops in the market, and the market's about to roll over this and roll over that and crash on this date and crash on that date. And they just spit this craziness out of their mouth and nobody checks them on it. And they still have, 1 million views. I'm here to tell you that no matter how much they spit this nonsense, these markets aren't going anywhere. All right,
Correct.
this is where you get ready, back up your truck. If you missed the first run up in Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your chance to get in at a nice, decent price so that you can catch when Bitcoin breaks 5,000, when Ethereum breaks 5,000, and when the Litecoin and the Veritasium break 5,000. Because I'm here to tell you, all things being equal, I do believe that all four of those are going to break 5,000.
Yeah.
In addition to that, as they break 5,000, I think that the stock market is going to also continue to roll. People laughed at me when I said that the Dow was going to hit 20,000. And then they laughed at me even more when I said 21,000. Well, where are those same people at now? Every time they say the sky is falling, we hit new highs in the NASDAQ. When is the foolishness going to stop?
Right.
The bottom line is you haven't seen the highs in the stock market, folks. You haven't seen the highs in the crypto space, folks. And gold and silver has yet to get its act together. But trust and believe, when it does, it's going to take the gold miners with it. And those people who did not get in when it's ready to go, you're going to be kicking yourself, and you're going to have to explain to your family why they're not wealthier because you refused to take advantage of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Don't be that person. All you got to do is keep listening to the show here, the Tuesday Terrordome with V and yours truly, and I'll let you know what's going on. In addition to that, if you want to know the moment it's happening, you got to come on over to postwavetrading.com and get into the trading room. Also, before I forget, I'm also now on Patreon. I'm actually on Patreon, and my page is the Algocapitalist on Patreon. Algocapitalist. So you can peep me over there. I realized that I had to start setting up some shop over there only because I've noticed something with YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. YouTube is a changing. They've been changing a lot.
Have you noticed you have subscribers that will subscribe to you like 10 times, and after every single time they subscribe, they get unsubscribed magically, and they have to resubscribe?
Yes, I noticed that, and I noticed that the viewership is like, I don't know if they're holding back the views to make you feel bad about yourself or what.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way: they hold back the views, and what happens is that you become less desirable for advertisers. Okay, so why would an advertiser want to advertise on your channel when they're going to get higher views somewhere else? Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why. I mean, you got all sorts of things that are at work in the background, and that's all I'll say about it.
Yeah, and I don't like that setup. So I am just getting ready for the day that none of us will have access to YouTube anymore. They may change the whole way they do things, even worse than it is now.
Well, they just launched YouTube TV, where you spend $35 a month and you get to sit in front of your computer or your mobile device and watch television shows. So, in other words, we got away from this stupid couch and came to YouTube, and now they're trying to make us go back to the couch. And again, this is for big advertisers, and we have no interest in television shows.
No, I don't want to be. I'm not selling out.
No.
Everybody,
and my thing is this: look, there are more Netflix subscribers than the entire cable companies and all their subscribers combined.
Yeah, I truly do believe that, but I just want people to know, you guys, at some point, just don't be surprised if we're not able to do and broadcast where we want to broadcast, because they're not allowing us to. They won't allow us to. At first, I thought, oh, it's just not going to affect me because I'm not a big channel like some of these other people. I don't have 1 billion subscribers. Right. But guess what? It started affecting me too, and I was like, whoa, is it like this for real? So it's just one of those situations where you got to do what you got to do. But also, I want to let everyone know too, the whole purpose of this program that we do, the Tuesday Terrordome, is because I want to educate the people about what's going on, and this is an opportunity for the average person, all right, to be able to prosper beyond what they thought they would be able to prosper, and that's it. That's what this is about. This is an opportunity in your lifetime, in your generation. That's what this is about. It's not about chasing wealth. It's not about, get rich quick. And it's not about any of that. It's about generating additional streams of income for yourself, because the jobs are going away, folks. I can't tell you how many emails I get. People saying they done lost their jobs. And companies love to lay you off right before you hit that retirement mark, so they don't have to give you no pension.
Yep, exactly.
And it is what it is, folks. You got to get real and with this and do something before it's too late. So, and as far as what's coming down the pipe, guys, there's a lot of things we're not allowed to say on YouTube, but we can say over on Patreon. So I'm in the process of putting together special content just for that, because some things we can't say, but I can show enough say it on Patreon. So that's where I'm at. I'm about freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I want to use it while we still have it. And it's coming. This whole universal pay is coming. They've been pushing that. They want that because they know all the jobs are going away. So they want to give everybody a basic living wage so that there will be no uprising. And that's coming. Whether people want it or not, it's coming. And right now, instead of the Fed rolling it out, they're leaving it up to the states. So state by state is going to be rolling it out. Yeah. That's why you've been hearing this whole debate.
Mark Zuckerberg and the whole universal minimum wage and all that other BS.
Right. And it's coming, whether people want to believe it or not, it is coming. And we can't stop it. All right. It's coming overseas and it's coming here. It's not going anywhere. And like I said, I'm on there. I'm on the Patreon now. So I've already uploaded my last video on there. I'm going to make some more stuff for it. And I'm in the process of rolling out another book. So I'm working on that too. Another trading book. And I'll reveal some secrets in there. And then also I'm looking at doing a few other things too to help our listeners out here in YouTube land. Because there are a lot of things coming to my attention that I don't have a chance to address because I'm busy doing what I'm doing. But I just want to say, I want to encourage people. Don't be saddened by what you're going to be seeing in the media over these next couple of months, because it's going to be pretty wild. Right. I don't think people realize just how wild things have gotten and out of control things have gotten. I don't see any war on the horizon, to be honest with you. I don't see us nuking North Korea. I think that's just saber rattling to score some kind of political points, just like
That's
the
all it is.
KKK rally that happened over the weekend in the Washington D.C. area, where they actually did a political stunt. All right, no one else wants to address it, so I'm going to address it. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. It was a political stunt to have the KKK march in the D.C. area. They marched in Charlottesville, Virginia, and they did it on a Saturday, last Saturday. And let me tell you why it was a joke. It was a joke because obviously uh, they don't know anything about Charlottesville, Virginia. Charlottesville, Virginia is the quintessential melting pot of the USA, if you will. There are more mixed nationality, families, and peoples walking around in Charlottesville, Virginia than any other place I've ever seen. And it's a it's considered like a small town. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's either related by marriage or went to school and grew up together. Literally.
Right.
All right. And that extends all the way from Charlottesville all the way over the other side of the mountain into Waynesboro. Everybody knows everybody, is everybody's business, and it's all types of mixed families. So for the KKK to march last Saturday in Charlottesville, Virginia,
Let's
was a political thing because they was like, well, we don't want them to rename the Robert E. Lee Park or whatever, a little statue, whatever the thing is. So it was ridiculous, but it was a political stunt, and the only people who got arrested were the protesters protesting their march. They themselves didn't get arrested; only the protester did, supposedly. All right,
we got about a minute left, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time just flies, man, when you're having fun.
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, they are stirring the pot. They want a race war is what they want in the U.S. But here's the thing though, they really don't want a race war. They just want some infighting. They want people to turn in on themselves and not fight the government, not fight the system. Because if you're busy bickering and arguing over ridiculous, foolish stuff, you don't have time.
You'll never fight the system that enslaves you.
There you go. Postwavetrading.com, folks. Come learn how to trade these markets. Come learn how to learn the secrets that the central banks don't want you to know. Learn how to take advantage of Bitcoin, Litecoin, and the Veritasium and the Ethereum
and all that
gold and silver and stack and time these markets because other folk are not going to let you in on that, but we do. We keeps it real.
And with that being said, CJ, take it away, brother.